All right, Math 1, Part 2 of 2.11. So what happens if our angles are across from one another? Well, they don't necessarily add up to 180 degrees. These two do not have to be supplementary. However, these two are supplementary. Okay, so how about I just say, let this angle right here just be a question mark, okay? So question mark plus 4x plus 17, those two angles have to add up to 180, all right? But these two are also supplementary. So 6x minus 13 plus that question mark also has to equal 180. So if this black expression equals 180 and the green expression equals 180, there's actually a property in which you can say these two equal one another. Yeah. And that's where our next property comes from. Or, I guess not property, but definition. If I wanted to cancel out these question marks, I just subtract the question mark from both sides, and it cancels it. This makes sense. These two look like they're the same angle, because they are the same angle. Vertical angles mean that if you have two intersecting lines, then the angles across from each other are the same. Okay? So, vertical angles, angles that are across from each other, are equal. So technically, I could have avoided this and all the messiness with the question mark. I could have just avoided that and said, these two angles are across from one another when two lines intersect. Therefore, I can set them equal to each other and solve for x. So, because they're vertical angles, 6x minus 13 must equal 4x plus 17. All this says is solve for the value of x. So I'm going to add 13 to both sides. If I cancel out on the left, then I need to cancel the x terms on the right. So I'm going to subtract 4x, subtract 4x. 2x on the left, 30 on the right, divide by 2. X equals 15. All right, so number 5 is, maybe it's a little intimidating. I got x's, I have a y, and then I have a z value. And it just says solve for all x, y, and z. So here's the tricky part. Not really a tricky part. You just got to be able to visualize things. I can only solve for x if I have one equation with nothing but x's. So this angle and this angle together create that half dome that is 180 degrees. So x minus 12 plus 3x should come out to be 180 degrees. Right? I didn't set them equal to each other because z is the one that's across from x minus 2. Y is across from 3x. So 4x, I can add 12 to both sides here. Let's do this. 4x equals 192. Well, I'm dividing by 4, so maybe we should go off to the side and do that. 4 goes into 19 4 times. 16, subtract 3, drop the 2, it's 48. So we know x is equal to 48. Got it. So now the question is, how are we supposed to solve for z and y if we know that just x is 48 degrees? Or rather, x is 48. It's not really a degree value right now. At any rate, plug x equals 48 into x minus 12. This angle right here is 36 degrees, because 48 minus 12 is 36. So, 36 is across from z. They're vertical angles. 36 degrees. Oh, sorry. That's supposed to be an and symbol, an ampersand. So 36 degrees and z degrees are vertical angles, which means they're equal. Found z. So now, we have a couple options. We could figure out what 3x is and then say that's equal to y. Or we could say these two add up to 180 degrees. So I could take 180 minus 36, and that would give me y. So I'll show you both. Three x times 48 is 144. So since 3x is equal to 144 degrees, y is equal to 144 degrees. Or you could have said 180 minus 36 equals y. And if you stacked them, you'd get 144. Again, I'm just throwing out some options. Whatever resonates with you, whatever makes sense with you, whatever makes sense to you, go with it. All right, one more. All right, so this is just kind of bringing everything together. We have a triangle and some other angles that are just kind of being thrown around. So what we know for sure is that this angle right here is 150 degrees, and this angle right there is 100 degrees. We have W, X, Y, Z. So first of all, recognize that this right here is 180 degrees. So if we take 180 minus, so if we take 180, subtract 100, okay, you get X. So X is equal to 80. Again, that whole part is also 180. So if we take 180 minus 150 degrees, that'll give me W. It's 30. Now here's the interesting part. I know that this angle right here is 80 degrees. I know that this angle here is 30 degrees. All three of these must add up to 180. So if I get z by itself, there's only one variable here. 110 plus z equals 180. Subtract it from both sides. Z is equal to 70 degrees. All right, and here's my last move. I got one more 180 degree angle. So 180 minus 70 is y. And it ends up being 110. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this made sense and that you guys have at least the ability to get started on those homework problems. So yeah, that's all I got.